Board Bia, supporting Irish horticulture and proud sponsors of Homegrown.
Organic growing in Ireland is a sector that has been steadily gaining momentum in recent years due to increasing consumer demand for healthier, more sustainable food options and environmentally friendly growing practices. Does this move towards organic growing reflect a broader global shift in attitudes? Of the organic movement in Ireland, Philip Draper is one of the largest and most influential growers, with his farm here in Coolna Grower. For our next story, I want to explore how Philip and growers like him are aiming to transform the Irish food landscape through organic production and find out what the future holds for organic growing in Ireland. Over the past 2 decades, Philip has built one of the most successful organic farms, supplying supermarkets, local markets, and even exporting produce abroad. But Philip's journey started a long time ago. So Philip, you've been farming organically for quite a while now. What initially drew you to organic farming?
Well, my transition happened early on. That was about 30 years ago, in 1990.
So when you started out, what were some of the challenges you faced initially?
Well, all the same challenges are there in terms of weed, pest, disease and building fertility. So I had to find ways, organic ways of preventing the problems, and I started with a 7-acre field, and when I felt I could master that, then I converted the rest of the 46-acre farm.
At the time there obviously would have been a lot of conventional growers. Did you feel like a bit of an outlier in the growing organically at that time?
Yeah, I suppose I was a bit different in my approach, all right, but it was I suppose the challenge that drove me.
While the journey into organics for Philip started long ago, it's one he gladly took on, and now in more recent times, attitudes are changing. And this is reflected in a recently released report from the Climate Change Advisory Council. It states that the land area farmed organically in Ireland has increased and will now be approximately 225,000 hectares, or 5% of the total farmed land, compared to only 2% a number of years ago. This means that Ireland is halfway to achieving the target set out under Ireland's Climate Action Plan to have 10% of land farmed organically by 2030. But can we increase that figure even further? Can we exceed 10%? Organic grower Philip feels like we can, but he thinks education is key to achieving this.
People are educating themselves more and more as to where their food is coming from and how it's being produced. But it's also very important for us to educate people on the true cost of growing good food. There's been price reductions and a certain amount of below-cost selling, which has undermined the fresh produce sector as a whole, conventional and organic.
Philip, have you noticed a difference in the interest of consumers in organic produce since you started out?
Oh, absolutely, big time. I mean, when we started, it was very small. But then by the noughties, the early noughties, it steadily increased. And by about 10 years ago, we would have seen a big jump. 10 to 15 years ago, we would have seen a big jump in sales.
Philip is not alone in this movement. He became a member of the Irish Organic Trust shortly after it was formed in 1991. There are now 2 organic certifying bodies in Ireland, a testament to the growth of the sector. So I'm interested to chat to Una from the Organic Growers of Ireland and hear her thoughts on the growing organic movement here in Ireland and understand what's driving it.
I suppose one of the big factors is our public health. You know, our health is definitely a driving force. People want clean, fresh, nutritionally dense food, and organic is the way to obtain that.
What are some of the common misconceptions that the public have about organic growing?
I think that people think that it's not scalable, that we can't produce enough food for the country, but I think that's a complete misconception. You know, at the moment we're importing a huge amount of our fruit and vegetables when Ireland as a nation can grow a huge percentage of its own food.
The Irish government's target for increasing organic farming by 2030 is said to be low compared to other countries in European bloc, at only 10%, a percentage that many other countries have already surpassed. And of the countries that have set targets for 2030, the only country with a lower target than Ireland is Malta, at only 5%. So, do we need to increase our targets even further for organic land use? And what does the future hold for organic growing in Ireland?
Well, it's already on an upward trajectory, so I think our targets are very high, and I think organics is going to play a very big role in our overall farming system going forward.
As Ireland seeks to meet climate goals and boost food security, expanding organic growing can play a key role in creating resilient, future-focused horticultural landscape. And through dedication and passion, Ireland's organic future can look bright, according to people like Philip.
Board Bia, supporting Irish horticulture and proud sponsors of Homegrown.